Hi Vijay,
Hi, Aditya.
welcome to Sudeep Audio's channel.
Thank you very much.
It's after a long time we got an opportunity
Yeah,
to.
actually.
You're such a busy engineer that it, with all your good intentions, it's difficult to
Yeah, actually,
spend
Aditya,
time.
all the engineers are busy. It's just about taking out some time.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I finally did that.
So are we. Uh, in this part, Vijay, please tell us about your early childhood days, how you got attracted to music, and how did you become finally a sound engineer?
Right. Yeah, it is indeed an interesting story actually. Mm, uh, Me as a child, I am from a music background. My dad was a musician
Okay.
and he was an artist of All India radios, although he was an employee with the state government, but he was an artist and the music was in our home. So
Was he a singer or
he was a singer. He was a singer and a musician also, but mainly a singer. He was an AIR approved singer
based in Bombay?
based in Nagpur.
No.
So while I was in school, I was like getting all these things like Indian classical music and light music and old film music. That is what I actually have grown up with. So that thing was in home only. The music I was learning music from my dad. Parallelly, I have seen this thing since childhood. Me and my elder brother. He is also a very good technician.
His name?
So he is Vivek. He and me, we have like done so many things at home. Like we have spoiled so many radio sets, so many cassette players. That how we that what we call it to know something. How does it work? How does it play? How the tape revolves and how it plays and all that thing. So we have actually spoiled so many things at our place.
Never got a beating?
Yeah, of course we did. Because my dad got a national Panasonic then. It used to be an
Very
imported
costly.
thing.
Yes.
We would not get it in India. So he got that national Panasonic stereo, which we saw just one small switch behind that next to the power plug. That there is some switch. We have tried and tweaked all the switches and that making some change. The tone pot is making some change in sound. The volume control is making some change. Everything is making some change. We were very curious to know what this small switch is about. So my brother took a screwdriver. We just turned it and switched it on. Tup. That was a voltage selector switch.
Oops.
That was 110 and 220 selector switch. So that how then we understood everything. This was when I was like in 6th standard.
Oh, okay.
So about 11 year old. So that is how we know that our inclination is towards the technicalities and towards these things. But that music thing was in the blood. My dad used to have that radio songs which used to be aired twice a month or something. So we had a big valve radio, Philips valve radio. Then we had one medium-sized Philips radio, transistor radio. Then we had one very small pocket transistor, like of a mobile phone, size of a mobile phone. So what I used to do is I used to turn on all three of them. My mom used to ask me, why are you turning all three radio sets for one song? So that time I told her that the big radio produces fat sound and the medium transistor radio produces a little brighter sound and the small one produces very I could not explain that high frequency thing,
Hmm.
but I said when you start all these three radio sets you definitely get better sound. So I'm doing that. So later on I realized that this thing for sound, that ear for sound, I always had, and I think that is something which brought me here. I was a musician. After my graduation, I came to Bombay as a musician in 1991.
What did you learn in music?
I'm a guitarist. I've learned guitar. I still learn Western classical actually.
Okay.
So the thing is that my journey, in short, if I have to tell you, I was a musician. I came to Bombay as a musician. I did my career as a musician and session guitarist for about 10 years.
Okay, you finished college in Nagpur.
Yeah, I did my graduation in
So your
1990.
parents never said that leave studies and you focus on music?
Actually, I'll tell you, I always got this support from my family because my dad was a musician, and my mom always wanted me to become an engineer or a doctor or something.
Mm.
But apparently, she was the one who supported me in this thing because when I was in TY BCom, I was doing TY BCom, we lost our father. So after that, it was only my mom who supported me big time because the thing was that everybody would say that no, now you do your graduation, look for a good job,
Correct.
and that's
Support the
all. Yeah, support
family.
the family. Fortunately, she was doing a good job. She was an accounts officer in central government, so we had a big support, and that is the most important thing we saw. That she said that you just go ahead and do whatever you want, but I will give you one X time. Like after my graduation, she said that if you are going to Bombay to become a musician, you are 20 now. I give you 3 years. If you don't succeed, then you will have to come back and look for a job and settle down. So, fortunately, I came to Bombay, and that happened even before 3 years.
Okay.
So the thing was that I started as a musician, and my urge to getting to these technicalities was so high. Just to cut it from here and go back a little bit, after my 12th, I had gone to FTII Pune because by the time I realized that if I have to do something in technical field, in especially in sound, so I will have to take a degree from FTI Pune. That's what I learnt then. But unfortunately, to become a musician, to pursue music, I adopted commerce.
Correct.
So when I went to FTI for the admission, they said if you have 12th physics, then only we will be able to give you the admission. So that gate was closed for me. Then I came to Bombay as a musician after my graduation, and parallelly I was learning this, and I was continuously used to go. I used to continuously go to the studios. Pramod, with whom I actually started my career as a technician, as an assistant. So I used to go to his studio, and even after the recording was over, I used to sit there with him, and I used to ask him small technical things. He knew that I am good at technicalities and I am good at physics, and I do some live shows as the mix engineer also. So all those things he knew. There was a point where I realized that if I am a musician, if I am a guitarist, I really have to be an extra special grade musician or something to establish as a good musician, because being an average musician and just roaming around for gigs and all that, you can do these things till a certain age. After that, you say that okay, now what? So that was the time when that question struck my mind, and I said no. Now I have to take the call. And then, as what we say in Marathi, "Doni dagडांवर पाय ठेवून." So I ultimately pulled up one leg from that musician thing, and I stood on this technical front.
So you
Pramod,
built your technical side, and
yeah,
of course musicianship was
yeah,
there.
that was there, and fortunately, it was a big support of a musician in myself. I knew that if I cannot do that, I can anytime go back there.
Mm.
As so many times these I've seen that musicians, they are uh, engineers and working in some company as a being engineer or something. They just try here. If they don't succeed, they will go back there. Similarly, I had my that side to support myself. So fortunately, it worked out, and I started working with Pramod as a trainee. And about in a couple of months, he said, "Okay, I will place you in some studio which I only have installed, and they need an engineer who would do the serial post production and small jingles and all that. It's the right setup for you to learn." And he said, "Whenever you feel that you need some help, immediately give me a call. I will be there for you, online or physically." So like that, I started as a post production engineer in Studio Plaza. That was in 2000, year 2000. And after that, working on lots of Times Music albums and so many jingles with Pritam, and lots of good work of serial post production, which gave me really good experience to actually to build a big strong what we call it
Foundation.
strong base and strong foundation. And then there was a time when Pramod said that okay, it's enough now uh, for this stage. Now you should get into the film this thing, film sound engineering and all that. Parallelly, I was meeting all these people, Daman Sood, Avinash Oak, Uday Chitre, all these people. I always seek some information, and I actually ate up their heads for small, small things. Because, yeah, I was not very strong in theory in physics. So they actually used to take paper and pen and used to explain me all these things. So that how probably I did not study my commerce that much as much I did the physics and the audio engineering after that. Although I unfortunately don't have any degree, as I tried to go to FTI and get that, but unfortunately I don't have that. But the destiny, yeah, it took me here. And after that, Pramod took me to Krishna Audio, and I started assisting Mr. Satish Gupta. And there also I learned so many things from him, like the difference between the what we call in Bollywood is film sound. The
Mm-hmm.
difference between the film sound and the album. We till then we used to say all this is rubbish. There is no difference in that. But yeah, of course there was some technical difference. So that difference I learned so many things from Satish ji. After that, working with Satish ji for about 2.5 years, I again came back with Pramod in Empire Studios.
Okay.
So in Studio One, Pramod, me and Pranam, we worked there. Again, that was a time to like have fun and learn so many things more. And
Great.
that was a turning point, as you said. We were doing Veer Zara.
Yeah.
And at the time of Veer Zara, we probably worked for about 10 to 11 months on that film, of course, in periods, in patches. So, while we were working on that, Sanjeev ji, the CEO of Yash Raj Films, he offered me a job in Yash Raj Film Studios. And yeah, Adi sir was also there, so I got this opportunity. Shantanu suggested that we should take Vijay, and so Shantanu, me, and Abhishek, and we all are here. Now it's been 7 years. I'm with Yashraj Films, and fortunate to do some good work for the company and for the other productions also.
Right. I mean, you've won so many awards in the last few years that it speaks for itself.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really very happy for that. But yeah, sometimes I say that it's just not the awards. It's probably it's the music, the kind of music you are getting to work on. The
Mm.
music is popular, and because of that, you're getting the awards. Of course, I put my 100% in every work.
Right.
So if that is being awarded, it's really good.
Right. In all these years, as an engineer, while doing your recordings, did your own musician background and experience as a musician help you as an engineer?
Yeah, of course,
And how? Yeah,
big
how?
time, big time. I'll tell you. Um, uh, when you're recording music, you should know music. Engineering is the most important factor, no doubt about that. But what you are doing here is with the help of technicalities, with the help of the equipment, with the help of the engineering, you are doing some creative work. You are recording music. Your part in recording music is, I believe, is as important as a music director or an arranger, because what he wants to say, what he
Mm.
wants to say and what he wants to put up in his music,
Mm.
that is your job to kind of translate in that particular language which the people will understand. So that's most important job, I believe.
Right.
And yeah, of course the music directors and arrangers also believe that it is an important factor in creating music. So if you can tune in with the music director, if you can reciprocate in the same language, then it really becomes very convenient and comfortable for the music director or an arranger to work in a studio. Because if he has something in his mind, and if he has to explain it to the engineer, and if the engineer doesn't understand music at all, then it really becomes difficult for him to convey him
Right.
the idea. So that becomes more of the technical thing than the creative. So what happens is the creativity of that creative person, the arranger or music director, that dies down, and then it becomes very technical and lifeless.
Right.
So so many times I've seen that so many music directors, like I've worked with mm, Lalit, Jatin Lalit. For the first film I worked in Yashraj Films was Fana. Then Salim Suleiman, Vishal Shekhar, Preetham, and so many music directors. Probably I cannot take all the names in this. All the music directors who have worked with me, they are really happy that I understand music,
Mm.
and I can take care of so many things which actually cannot be explained. That someone cannot tell me that that one particular note is gone down by 30 cents. It's really difficult to explain. 30, try, no, not 30, 35, 40. So if you understand music and if you can decide that okay, it's probably flatter by about 35 or 40 cents, that becomes so easier for the music director to work with. There are so many engineers I have seen now, they are good at music, so it's really very comfortable and convenient for the music directors, arrangers, for the singer to sing. They are,
Mm.
the singers are very comfortable to record here. I'm quite fortunate about that. It's because of the equipment, because of the room, because of the studio, because of the freedom we have been given, and of course then comes the knowledge of music, which I really feel is very important. I'm blessed with the knowledge of music and really happy to work with the help of that.
When it comes to judging a recording, that this has been well recorded,
Right.
what goes behind that? I mean, what are the things that you take care of
Right.
during a recording?
Right. See, what I feel is, as you said, that the layman will think that it's just a technical job. Probably the actual layman will not know that factor. There is some engineer who is sitting there and recording a song.
Right.
It's just for a layman, it's a Sonu Nigam song. That is
Yeah,
all.
it ends there.
At the most, this is Pritam's song.
Hmm.
That's all. So it's a good thing that the engineers are getting their due this thing, what we call it, the
Credit or
credit. That they are getting the. It's good that the technicians are getting their due credits. There are good number of awards are happening. Yeah, they are happening because there are people who are watching, and it's good that the technicians are getting their credits. They are coming into limelight. Although I have seen since I have started working as a technician, no technician, no good technician in the field would say that bring me into limelight. For him, the good work is the best thing. That's all. So, but it's a good thing if your work is being appreciated. Nothing like that,
correct.
because ultimately, as I said, it's a creative work, and you really need the appreciation for that. So when you get an award or you come on the stage to pick up the award, that time you feel that okay, good, whatever I'm doing, I'm getting the appreciation or I'm getting the credit for that.
Right.
So ultimately, your family says okay, so you're doing something. Okay, so many, my immediate family, my wife, my mom, my brother, all would know that.
Yes.
But the relative says, okay, what do you do? You play guitar in Yashraj Films? No, I am a technician. Okay, that. So what do you do? I record the songs. So you make some CD to transfer, some CD to CD transfer, or you transfer the songs into the mobile phone or what? So that level it is.
Right.
Because of that, because of these awards and all these things, at least we are getting the recognition as the technician that what actually we are and what we are doing.
Correct. So in a good recording, is what I was saying is, what are the key points you take care of when
Yeah,
there's a
and now
recording?
coming back to that, as
Yes.
you said, getting an award as a best recording engineer, actually that is justified only when you actually record the song. Nowadays, as you said, what's happening is mm, I'm getting about 120 tracks as WAV files. I'm loading it up on my computer, just probably dubbing two voices, two vocals on that, and mix it, and then the song is done. So actually, then you are not eligible to take a best recording engineers award. Best recording is something when you really use your recording skills in the studio, when there are live instruments coming in, you have to mic them up, you have to understand the sound of that particular instrument, then mic it up properly, then record it up properly, then balancing it. All these things are, I believe that these are the key things for an engineer. Nowadays, as you said, that a small setup and people are recording in that thing only. I don't say that it's bad, but at least some quality or some particular level should be maintained in that. Some technical or creative or aesthetic thing should be maintained in that. So getting all these things to record to make the song big in sounding is the actual skill of an engineer, I feel. And that is what I say, I insist on that, that the recordings should be done in the proper studio. Because what happens, to cut on the budget, what do is you do your vocals in a small bedroom setup and all that, where you get weird room reflections. Then that song comes here for the mixing, that it really becomes difficult for us to, it's more than as what Pramod says, it's more than mixing, it's fixing of the song first. So you don't get right time for your mixing the song, but you spend most of the times in fixing it. So that should be avoided, and that is what I believe, that the live recording should be done in the proper studio, and that should be done with a proper engineer there. What the skill of an engineer comes in the picture.
Right. Thanks, Vijay, for sharing your journey with us and giving the viewers some tips about how to do
Thank
a
you.
good
Actually, it's
record.
my pleasure.
Yeah.
For if I'm doing this for Sudeep Audio, I'm really happy
Hey,
that I'm
thanks.
doing this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.